Okay, let's jump right into it. Challenge accepted. Wrap the news by eye of the hand, the open eye system. This, in the red, the piece here are the definitions for lawless, Gentile, and devils. Okay? Down here, and the reason why I put you shall not murder, because that is a commandment. And let's take a look at Wrap the News. False prophet. Wrap the News is a false prophet. And I'm going to prove that he's misleading you all. Okay? He said, with the spirit of truth backing me, I challenge any preacher or camp to discredit what I am teaching here. Please leave a link to your video in the comment section of this video. I will. With that being said, let us spread the truth to as many people to save their souls before it's too late, which I'm going to do here. Time is short, and a lot of people is going to get their salvation stolen from them. And he says, okay, to help you in the walk with God, let's start with who is allowed to teach knowledge, okay? He says Isaiah 28:9, and I'm about to beat all this. Whom shall he teach knowledge, and whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. Now we learn how to implement the knowledge we teach. Well, this right here is not implementing proper knowledge of Wrap the News and the Bible. Teaching people to come together against other people is false. Okay, so let me begin with discrediting him. Okay, God is the Word. Let's start over here. I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of what we are going to show you for truth. Okay, and I'm going to show you that last. But let's get it broken down for you so you understand, because I've put in hundreds of hours trying to break these things down to you. John 16:13. 16, but when he, the Spirit of truth, comes, he will guide you into all truth. Okay? He will not speak on his own. Alright, definition for spirit. A spirit is a supernatural being, often but not exclusively a non-physical entity, such as a ghost, fairy, or angel. The concepts of a person's spirit and soul often also overlap, as both are either contrasted with or given ontological priority over the body, and both are believed to survive bodily death in some religions. And spirit can also have the sense of ghost, i.e. manifestations of the spirit of a deceased person. In the English Bible, the Spirit, with a capital S, specifically donates the Holy Spirit. Okay, truth. Truth is most often used to mean being in according with fact. Once again, there's that word being again over here. According with fact, or reality, or fidelity to an original or standard. Truth may also often be used in modern context to refer to an idea of truth to self or authenticity. Truth is usually held to be opposite to fleshhood, which correspondingly can also take a logical, factual, or ethological meaning. The concept of truth is discussed and debated in several contexts, including philosophy, art, and religion. Many human activities depend upon the concept, where its nature as a concept is assumed rather than being a subject of decision. He's assuming. Wrap the News is assuming. He's putting his own words there. I'm showing you proof, pictures, verses, and proof. Alright, these include most of the science, law, journalism, and everyday life. Some philosophers view the concept of truth as basic and unable to be explained in any terms that are more easily understood than the concept of truth itself. Commonly, truth is viewed as the correspondence of language or thought. Thought, remember that. Language or thought. To an independent reality in what is sometimes called the correspondence theory of truth. Okay, let's go over here. Now, through thought, we're going to get into that because the thought piece has to do with this. Okay, let's get into he speaks only what he hears, and he will tell you what is yet to come. Okay, let's get into this. Matthew 6:9. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Now remember heaven. I want you to remember heaven. Your kingdom come. Your will be done on earth, as it is in heaven. Now I want you to take a look at these images. See that? Orion's belt. Orion's belt plays a role in this too, and I'm about to prove something to you with it. See the pyramids? Okay. You see that? You see that with the coordinates right there? This piece right here with the coordinates and the moon, how it matches? Okay. It's an alignment thing. Azazel taught all that stuff, but it doesn't matter because that's lost knowledge. We are learning it now. That's the only thing that matters, is that you understand what the concept is now. So, let's go back up here to the top. Well, I'll pull up that image for you clear, but I just threw that in there so that way I can show you, but I'll pull that image up for you so that way you can see that image. Okay? Let's jump over here. Corinthians 1. Because over here in this image, right here, where it shows the sun, it's got Galatians, and it says the sun is the image of the invisible God. He's talking about the actual, now on earth as it is in heaven. He's talking about as above, so below. So there was a man made in the image of man on earth, but also the sun was made in its image. And in the Genesis 3, verse 3, now I put this with one verse. It's that easy. It literally tells you that the light was the first to be created over all creation. So when he created the earth, he created light to separate day from night. Did he not? So it was the light. And Jesus is the light, is he not? Okay, let's get into it. Because I'm about to prove that the book is the Word of God. Is the real Word of God. And that, my friends, is right here. And we're going to get into that. But you need to know this. This is very important. Mark 13:25. The stars will fall from the sky. You understand what that looks like right there? Okay, we got some images there for you. Just so you understand. Stars will fall from the sky. And the heavenly bodies will be shaken. Okay? Look. He will tell you, and he will tell you what is yet to come. I'm telling you what's yet to come. See, when the angel said to him, seal up the scroll. When God said, seal up the scroll and eat it, it was knowledge. He told them all these things, and then he wanted to know what they meant. And he said, seal it up, for you do not need to know. It'll be unsealed in the end of days, when days of knowledge increases. Well, we are in those days of knowledge increases because we got all the information at our fingertips. And God said he spoke everything into existence. Well, the only thing we can speak into existence right now is on our phone. If I go to Google and say, show me pictures of this, it's going to pull up pictures, and it's going to manifest it on the screen. So that's called speaking it into existence. So you're catching the term. All right? What? Now, this is a picture. Right here, it says, what has caused the tilt of the planets? Well, wormwood has. It's entering our system. Don't you remember that verse where it says, which I do have to complete that one too and add the pictures, but it says, the red dragon that travels through the heavens with 3/4 of the stars in its tail will sweep them down to the earth like pillars of fire? Okay, now let me show you something else. 1 Corinthians 2:10. These things God has revealed to us through the Spirit. I just broke down definition of Spirit. Okay, it's in you. All right? It's been there the whole time. Jeremiah. Hold on. Okay, let's read this as a whole first. 10. These things God has revealed to us through the Spirit. For the Spirit searches everything, even the depths of God. And you all want to know what God is, right? right here. The words are right here. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Look at that. And the Word was God. So we know that the Bible is God. It's the Word, right? And we're searching the depths of God right there. That's what we're searching. That's what I'm searching. I'm in the Bible. I'm in the Bible, and I see these events that are taking place around the world, and I have a right to be concerned, and I have a right to prove it, that the Bible is right when they talk about it, because these are the things that were meant to be seen. And when these pieces are completely done, see, I'm giving you a timeline of when it happened, January 11th, 2018, okay? Jeremiah 33:7. I will restore the fortunes of Judah and Israel and rebuild their towns. Well, would you look at that? Would you look at that? Israel improves construction of hundreds of new settlement homes in West Bank. January 11, 2018, the Israel Civil Administration in West Bank gave the go-ahead on Wednesday to build hundreds of homes in Jewish settlements throughout the West Banks. Okay. Excuse me. Let's come over here. Let's come to this one. Zechariah 1:21. I asked, what are these coming to do? He answered, these are the horns that scattered Judah so that no one could raise their head. Well, wouldn't you duck down when you had missiles coming in and blowing up overhead and you had debris falling all over you and you're running, scattering about? That would make sense that these are the horns. Correctamundo. Truth, 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 truth. We demand the truth, and we're getting it because God is revealing it. The 7 seals have been unlocked. This is for understanding. But the craftsmen have come to terrify them and throw down these horns of the nations, who lifted up their horns against the land of Judah to scatter its people. Well, I just gave you Israel's Iron Dome missile defense system. Go over and check it out. It explains it. Now each one of these, Jeremiah, Zechariah, Matthew, Mark, John, Corinthians, these are all individual pieces crammed into one that I'm printing up as individuals and putting into a larger book that consists of each. The one on the left, the one on the right, individual pieces. They go back to back to tell the story. Now I don't just skip verses. I also do all the verses. As you see, look at all Isaiahs. Look at all 5 Isaiahs. That should be proof enough to you right there, guys, that Isaiah talks about now. Okay? Come on, with this, guys, you don't see the truth in this? You don't see the truth in this. I'm not racist whatsoever. I love every breed of the human race. I love all of the creation, all of it. I'm nobody special. I'm delivering the word to you. I'm opening your mind's eye. Okay? Right now, we have no need to pay attention to somebody who's going to interpret the Word of God, the Spirit of truth, to you the wrong way. Okay? That's unacceptable, so that's why I accepted your challenge. Alright, let's get on with it. Genesis 32:29. 29, Jacob said, please tell me your name. Now pay attention to this. This is like a riddle, metaphor. Jacob said, please tell me your name. But he replied, why do you ask my name? Then he blessed him there. Does that make sense? Right? And it continues on to Jacob named the place Peniel, which means face of God. For he said, I have seen God face to face, yet my life has been spared. Okay, there was only one person that was taken up in the flesh. That was Enoch. Enoch was taken up in the flesh. God is talking about, he's taken many up in the spirit, which would be like an out-of-body experience when you sleep or so on it, or when you meditate. You understand? So I hope that this information is really getting out there to you guys, and I hope that you're understanding it. Now, when Jacob said, please tell me your name, but he replied, why do you ask my name? He's looking at him like, you can't read my mind? You don't have that ability? Like, really? Because Jesus was capable of doing everything, all kinds of things. And then he blessed him there. Jacob named that place Peniel. But the government and the medical and the science, they called it pineal. They changed it to fit themselves. Look at this, for instance. Look at the Vatican with their pine cone. And they got Egyptian symbolism down there. Now, mind you, Egypt is 3,500 years old. The Bible is 3,500 years old. Egyptian eye goes right along with how they figured out the brain. When they sliced it in half, directly in half, they got a good image of what's there. The ancients knew this. Also, notice the eye of Horus in relation to the encasing around the pineal gland. And the gland itself is shaped like a pine cone, hence the symbology at the Vatican. That's why they call it the pineal. It's not the pineal. Jacob named it the pineal, and they are throwing you off. Your government is throwing you off. And now, I explained that right there. All right, so let's get a little further in depth. They're trying to calcify, with these chemtrails, your third eye, your peace that you need to connect with God, to talk to Him, to actually go to Him in the Spirit. They're calcifying it. They're calcifying your pineal. Just like most people said. But let's go here. There's another piece. All 5 Isaiahs I'm going to prove to you are real. And he will swallow up on this mountain the covering that is cast over all peoples. Well, doesn't Planet X supposedly rise under the mountain? We're going to get to that. The veil that is spread over all nations. Look at the before, during, and after photos. Tell me that doesn't correlate. Now, the following is a comparison between stock photography images that predate of the year 1999 and environmental photographs that have been published by the public on the internet after that same date. The reader can make his or her own determination from both environmental and health perspectives as to the source and impact of the significant changes that have taken place. I encourage you, like they do, please show this page to your children so that they may understand what has been stolen from them. Okay? Now, we got to use cognitive dissonance here when it comes down to what you're seeing. You're seeing Bible verses, and you're seeing the images that go along with them to show. That's like somebody writing a book with no images saying the duck was crossing the road. It's an animal. Well, what type of animal is it? Later on in the future, if I want to know what it is, I don't know, because, there's nothing in the book showing me. So if I put a picture of a duck underneath those words, duck, and show an example of it walking across the road, then they're like, yes, I see it now. So you understand? So you put 2 and 2 together. But see, sometimes people hold a core belief that is very strong. When they are presented with evidence that works against that belief, the new evidence cannot be accepted. It would create a feeling that is extremely uncomfortable, called cognitive dissonance. And because it is so important to protect the core belief, they will rationalize, ignore, and even deny anything that doesn't fit in with the core belief. So, Rap the News is not fitting in with the core belief, with violence. That's right there out the gate. I proved them wrong when it came to him showing videos of shooting him up, shoot him in the face, and he's rapping about it. And he even states, Rap the News, boom, 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 boom. And he's trying to build an army and murder people. That's basically the idea I'm getting. But he's promoting a lot of racism, and it's not appreciated. God does not appreciate that, and he wants you to know. On the left, original photos from 1999 and before. Post photos on the right, predate 1999 and on. I don't know of any straight lines that are clouds. When I look up definitions of clouds, they say cotton ball, like fluffy clouds, white cotton ball clouds. Before and after. Once again, geoengineering is what they say they're using it for, but they're using it for weather modification as well. And it is threatening life on our Earth because people are breathing it in, and it's called chemtrail lung. Okay? But they're trying to reflect the sun's light back up because we're going through a radiation phase right now and it's heating the core of the earth up like a microwave does its food from the inside out. You understand? So it's going to be quite a ride for the most of us. But they're trying to cool the surface of the planet so that way they think they can stop the core from heating up, and that's impossible. They're not going to stop it from heating up. And the volcanoes are pushing up the lava and the smoke, and it's causing even colder effects, which means we should be going through a little mini ice age. The ice should be building back up. Remember, God gathered all the waters into one place and stood on them. That was in the beginning. What do you think he did? Huh? All right, let's jump into it. Isaiah 24:19. The earth is broken up. The earth is split asunder. All right. Gigantic crack in Africa just formed in just days, and that was that one was, let's see, sometimes it comes in blurry because I'm trying to fit them in, but these are old. That was 2005, this one right here, because the date's right here in the upper hand corner of the picture. And then you got April 2nd, 2012, okay, covering Claude, Texas. Then you got giant fissure splits the earth open in rural northeast Mexico on August 14th, August 2014. Then you got October 28th, 2015, Yellowstone, United States. We've got January 15th, 2017, down here, Northern Cape, Africa. And we have over here Kenya, which happened in 2018. Okay, 2018 was Kenya. It just happened, like not even a week ago. But I want you to understand something. These things are not a coincidence. We had an animal die off for 7 years. 7 years. There are 7 sets of 7 years of tribulation, and they're all different from each other. The fish and the animals of the earth, in the air, they die, but not all at the same time in 7 years. They slowly die off from one cause or another this 7 years, and then, which would probably be by the volcanoes spewing up the sulfur in the water, and it kills them, and then they beach themselves trying to get away, and the water's heating up underneath there because we got more underwater volcanoes than we do on land. Do you see the truth in this now? Do you see how serious this is? Because what's coming is worse than anything you could possibly imagine. Now look, right after 24:19, it says Isaiah 24:20, next verse. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. It's off its axis and it keeps growing every day. Okay, the earth is vibrating. The earth is giving off a vibration, a frequency right now. That's what's causing, because the planetary body that's entering our solar system. Isaiah 54:10. The mountains and hills may crumble. Union Gap, Washington, January 28th, 2018. A slow-moving landslide infertile. Okay? If you haven't heard about that, go look it up. You just cannot lie about these things, folks. You cannot prove the Bible wrong. The Bible's words match perfectly. They cannot be proven. In the end of days, these things would happen, baby. And Isaiah tells us of everything that's going on now. See it. Isaiah 54:16. 16. See, it is I who created the blacksmith. We all know what a blacksmith is. A metal maker. Who fans the coals into flame, and forges a weapon fit for its work. That's like a definition, like an example for you to see the brand new destroyer. It's a destroyer, because look. And it is I who have created the destroyer to wreak havoc. What? Say that again? Say that again, and we still have the fall of Damascus to take place, because there's only 30% of the capital. And then we've got a lot more stuff coming, you see? Now, let me get into something. For you to understand this part right here, you have to understand this part about the outer body experience and connecting with the heavens. Yes, the heavens, okay? There's a way out of this planet through the physical flesh and through the Spirit. And I'm going to prove that. Daniel 12:3. Here's another Isaiah verse over here, though. See, look, once again, Isaiah has to do with planetary in the heavens, because I've got more verses about Isaiah going on, like Isaiah 11:6, Isaiah 11:7 and 8, that all talk about the heavens. Revelation, about how it speaks of the woman clothed with the sun and the moon on her feet, the constellation. I got it to where it talks about the horse and its rider, which is the Pegasus constellation, with the other guy with the bow and arrow. Okay? But listen to these words, because this is forever going to change your life, ladies and gentlemen, if you have made it this far into this video. Now that you've got the answer on how to communicate and what to do, where it is, it's in your brain. Daniel told you what it was. Daniel 12:3. Those who are wise will shine like the brightness of the heavens, and those who lead many to righteousness like the stars forever and ever. Like the stars forever and ever doesn't make sense with that verse. So let's look at what stands out, because when I was a kid in school, they used to give us little booklets, little cartoon booklets, and they used to have like jumble word puzzles, words all messed up, and they used to have pick the words that go with the sentence. Everything to do with cars, so lug nut, wrench, tire, windshield wiper. You see what I'm saying? So look at the verse 3 under Daniel. Shine, brightness, heavens, righteousness, stars. Okay, let's go over to Isaiah, because the word righteousness has something to do with Isaiah. It's a guide. It's a piece to the next. 5, also righteousness will be the belt about his loins, and faithfulness the belt about his waist. Look at Orion. His right loin and left loin is about his waist. And look at what's holding the sword. I'll be damned. Now look at this. Let's go over to some Bible verses here, baby. Okay? In human anatomy, we're going to read this first. The term loin or loins refers to the side of the human body below the rib cage, just above the pelvis. It is frequently used to reference the general area below the ribs, while in turn, loin is generally not used in medical science. Wonder why? Some names of disorders do not contain it. Well, I would say it's not a disease. All right, Isaiah 11:5 over here. Let's read. I'm going to shoot down here. Righteousness shall be the belt of his waist, and the faithfulness the belt of his loins. Did we read that? Did we read that correctly? Number 5, the righteousness will be the belt about his loins. Did we read that right? Okay. And that guides you to Orion. You're being guided to Orion, ladies and gentlemen. You're being guided to Orion, and this is how you do it. Okay? Because these truths cannot be denied. God said undeniable proof would be proven. Now let me draw your attention over here. This came in 4/24/2018 at 9:45 a.m. My horoscope. Your curiosity is your greatest ally at this time. You are unlikely to settle for immediately obvious answers and want to dig deeper to find concealed facts. Your determination to uncover the truth in any situation could attract the attention of others who might question your methodology, but they'll soon see very clear method in what might appear to be madness initially. That's madness at first. What you first thought was madness at first. So with that being said, guys, I bless you all in Jesus Christ's name and the Spirit of truth as well.